All right, what's going on, NuCanoe Nation? Welcome back again for the next installment here at ICast 2022. We got the man, the myth, the legend here, Mr. Blake Young. We're going to talk about the QuickConnect system. So Blake's going to give us a run through of all the different components that interact with the QuickConnect system. So Blake?
All right, Brian, thank you. Hope you all been enjoying the content here from the show. It's been a great start to ICast. It's always nice when the AC comes on in this building, so I'm not sweating buckets. But yeah, the QuickConnect, we're super pumped about it. You can see our shirts today say QuickConnect, and really it's what kind of allows the really easy setup and interchange between paddle, pedal, and power on the NuCanoe kayaks. QuickConnect was really created with the pivot drive. When we had the pivot drive and we're thinking, okay, how are we going to steer this thing? How are we going to mount this thing? That was the evolution of it, and it formed the basis of the pivot drive with the steering handle and the transom assembly. And then once the pivot drive was out, then we started scratching our heads and say, man, we could do so much more with this. And we could have, instead of having a prop shaft back here, we could have a torpedo motor back here. What if we could have a rudder back here or a different motor setup? And so over the last year, kind of, I guess 2 years ago, over the last year, we just really kind of went through that and figured it all out. So that now with the QuickConnect system, on any NuCanoe kayak, you can set it up for paddle, pedal, or power without having to drill any holes in the kayak and making it really easy to interchange between them. So if there's a day where you want to float a river with the rudder on, and then the next day you want to get on a lake with a motor, you can do that in a matter of minutes. Or if you're fishing tournaments and some allow motors and some don't allow motors, you can have the pivot drive and the EPS motor, and in less than 5 minutes transition your kayak from pedal to power. It's a really killer setup. It's awesome for our dealers too, because they're not having to sit here and say, I'm going to order X pedal kayaks and paddle kayaks. Right. The customer comes in and says, all right, you want the limited? Okay, let's get to work. What do you want set up on this thing? And they can do that.
Yeah. It's been a beauty. I mean, me personally, I switch back and forth from the EPS motor to the XI3 on the front. The XI3 is a little bit different, but the option for the guys with the XI3 to run a rudder in the back has been super cool to see in action along with the foot pedal steering too.
Definitely. And that rudder system, that's something that kind of had sketched out for years, and with the QuickConnect, it all fell into place using the exact same hardware that's already, existing for the other setups, and just putting a rudder blade in there essentially instead of a motor. Another real nice benefit of it, even if you're always running an EPS or always running a pivot drive, it allows you to just take that thing on and off real quickly.
Yeah.
We'll get around the other side and you can see what a torpedo looks like when it's off. You got the motor with your mount, and you got your throttle and your battery. You can carry the whole setup in one hand, and it weighs about 8 pounds.
Right.
So it really just simplifies the day-to-day use of these systems, even if you're only using one of them. And another great benefit, any NuCanoe owner, whether you have a 2012 Frontier 12, a 2015 Pursuit, you have the ability to add any of these things that we're showing onto your kayak real easily, just as we have on display here at ICast.
Well, where do you want to start, my man?
Well, we start behind here on the Westbrook custom build. We have the QuickConnect system set up. And one thing we didn't even touch on yet is foot steering.
Yeah.
So the QuickConnect with any of these systems, well, except for the pedal drive, you can have the option of hand steering or foot steering. And the foot steering came out about 4 or 5 months ago. Everybody who has used it is like, wow, this is amazing. I love foot steering. It's so intuitive. It's so simple. Your hands are free. Your deck is clear. It's a really nice setup.
Well, not only that, like using the foot steering, in one of my old kayaks, I had the foot steering with 2 pedals. With that pivot on your ankle, it is so easy. Just a couple of days ago, we were fishing Fellsmere here in Florida, known for big bass, and just cruising around with that. I spent more time casting and fishing than I did, steering with my hand or trying to jostle around pedals and stuff. That pedal system is the smoothest pedal system for steering that I've ever experienced. And I've been in a lot of kayaks.
Yeah, it's just, extend your toe, retract it, on your calf and your ankle, and you're steering that thing. And fine-tuning control, too. You can adjust it just a little bit to keep that, keep your kayak going in the right direction, control your movement, control your drift and positioning.
And I'm a guy that likes to stand and fish. And one thing I've done is with the EPS in the back, I'll have it running at 10, 12%, cruising along a weed line. And I could still, because of the bump outs on the pedal, steer with my left foot as I'm going along fishing. It's beautiful.
Nice. Yeah. And you just maintain that position, maintain that heading. Yeah. A lot of it's fun to go full speed on motors in the kayak.
Sure.
But so much of the value in the systems is how well they perform for those fine tuning adjustments, when you're trying to stay on one line, stay on one heading, keep your kayak facing a certain direction.
Well, and that's just it. As fishermen, right? We're so focused on keeping our lure in the water for the most amount of time possible to make for the best possibilities of catching a fish out on the water. And that does it for you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So like we said, this is the foot steering setup, the foot pedal mounted in the track in front of the seat with the steering cable running back. And then on this one, we have the rudder system set up. So if we pop this off, pull out that bolt. Works better to disconnect this. We got tension on there. You can, there's the rudder. Then everything that's left behind is just the core component of the QuickConnect system, the pivot drive or the EPS motor or the Torqeedo motor could plug into. So we drop that back on.
When you're under pressure on live streaming, it's hard to find the hole, There you go.
But yeah, even when you fumble it, it's still pretty simple. So get that back on, connect the steering,
connect the pull up,
and away you go. So that's the rudder system. Nice thing about this, fully retracts up out of the water, up over the kayak. Easy to deploy. It has the kick up release. So that's one setup on the QuickConnect system with the rudder. You can walk around here and see it with the pivot drive.
Take a look at the pivot drive here, guys.
Oh, you're fine.
You can't buy one.
So on the pivot drive again, we got the this time with the hand steering. Clearly with the pedal drive system, we got to keep our feet for pedaling. So we got the hand steering mounted on the side here. This goes into inserts, so no drilling here. And then the same transom assembly off the back. And again, with the QuickConnect, pull one pin, and that thing comes off. So if you spend a little time with this, you'll understand why we call it QuickConnect. Could have called it Quick Disconnect too, I guess.
I mean, it's effortless, One pin, everything comes off, swaps out to a different system.
Right. And so if we wanted to put a rudder on here, all we'd have to do is pull off that pivot drive like I showed you, and we could bring that rudder, drop it right on, and connect it to the retract cord, connect it to the transom bracket, and we'd have a rudder on there.
Very cool.
Another option for the QuickConnect is the EPS motor.
Hey guys, can we have you shift this way?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Got a lot of people here in the booth at ICast checking out all the cool stuff. So,
right. So, again, the foot steering and coming back now to the EPS motor, but again, the same QuickConnect assembly on the transom, and the same functionality for retracting that, for removing it, and exchanging things. So, makes it real simple. You can see we have the Torqeedo setup over here, and that's kind of what it looks like if you pull it off the kayak. You just got that simple little motor mount. If you're familiar with Torqeedo, the standard Torqeedo mount is a lot more bulk, a lot more weight, a lot more awkward than that. So it really is super simple.
Very cool, man. Super excited about the QuickConnect system. It's cool to see all the different attachments, the different things you can do, and I'm looking forward to the future, man. I mean, the possibilities are endless with this system,
Yeah, what else could we connect to the QuickConnect? Start brainstorming.
Yeah. So we're figuring that out. It's good stuff, guys. All this stuff is available on NuCanoe.com or at your local dealers. be sure to go check it out. I mean, Blake, anything else you want to add? I know we're doing a Q&A at the end of the show, but other than that, in regards to the QuickConnect system, anything you want to add in there?
No, I think we covered it. It's, if you want to have the option to pedal or power your kayak, if you're not a NuCanoe owner and saying, hey, maybe some days I want to pedal or I don't know where I want to be in a year, the versatility of our kayaks with the QuickConnect system allows you to have the potential to do it all. If you're already a NuCanoe owner, you know what you want. It's a really simple system to use. It's easy on the initial setup. You're not drilling holes in your kayak. Easy to take off. It's just a great system. It's super simple and it works really well.
Awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you back here shortly. Again, ICast is crazy. Schedules change all the time. I know we were running late with this one, but I know I see John Ost back there in the background. We got him coming up next, talking about the Flint at 1 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock, we'll be talking to Romel about this custom unlimited build. And then 4 o'clock with Fletch Griffin from Westbrook Supply. And we'll get those tallies on whose build was your favorite. So make sure you guys are voting on that, both on the Instagram, the Facebook story. You could also vote on the actual video that we posted up last night of the two welded together. And we'll give those results at the end of the day today. Blake, thank you as always. It's great to be here. So,
all right, Brian, thank you.
All right, guys, we'll see you in a little bit. Thanks, guys.